Right, so we've just left the start-finish straight of the Ulster GP circuit, which was also used for the 1955, between 1950 and 1955 RNC Tourist Trophy. It's a road circuit. It's in Northern Ireland, near Ulster, just west of Belfast, and it's known as Dundrod. We're currently sitting in a Jaguar XK-RS convertible, brand new. It's the first time we've driven it. It's wet, as you can see. We've just done the Flying Kilo. It's a 7-mile circuit, and it's quite amazing. They still race motorbikes on it today, and how they do it, I have no idea. Fence posts everywhere, and gate posts, and gates, and telegraph poles, and marshal. It's just, there's so much to hit. I don't know how you don't hit it. Anyway, the reason we're here, the reason we're in a Jaguar, there's in fact Mercedes somewhere around as well, but it's doing other things, is that in 1955, at RNC Tourist Trophy, there was a big battle between the factory team of Mercedes. We had three: Fangio, Kling, Moss, the main drivers, and then there was just one lone Jaguar D-Type driven by Mike Hawthorne, and it was an extraordinary race. Afterwards, after that 55 race, they said no more, it's too dangerous, we're racing on the road, so it's obviously quite interesting to come back here. Interesting also that motorbikes still think that it's absolutely fine to race around here. Bruce Anstey, I think, still holds the fastest of that record around here at an average of 133 miles an hour, which makes it faster than the mountain course on the TT. Now we're just coming over a rise here, which is what I think is the highest part of the course, and coming over a section called Deer's Leap. Now it was here where, I mean, Deer's Leap implies that they get off the ground and jump. You would have to be going so fast down here to get air that it almost isn't worth thinking about. On the second lap in 1955, the car came over here, went very light, spun, went straight into a stone post, and the driver was killed instantly. The car unfortunately ricocheted back into the road, all its fuel went all over the road, caught light, and there was an 8-car pile-up in which another driver died, very sadly. It sort of says something about what racing was like in those days, that they didn't actually stop the race, it kept going. The circuit comes up here under this avenue of trees. It does seem extraordinary that they raced on roads like this, and obviously they still do. You get all the cambers and you suddenly realise that you obviously want to get on a proper circuit, which is what he was waiting for. Just coming up to another junction now, back onto the main road from Dundrod, up towards, I suppose it'd be Lisbon, Belfast. There we go.
Good left, yeah.
Got Dean sitting alongside me. He does the photographs. You can still see, we're coming up to, what's this corner here?
Ireland's Corner.
Ireland's Corner. You can still see this black and white curving on the inside here. The Jag wants to go sideways along on a public road. You shouldn't really. It's amazingly fast, this circuit. You just, I mean, you obviously just have to back off when you're driving it normally. But if it was flat out in a race, I mean, the corners that don't look very interesting necessarily at this sort of speed. Absolutely blind, because you've got the hedgerows and banks on the inside of them, and trees. So you're always just wondering how fast it is, and you've got no room for error. In the race itself in 1955, it was an epic battle really between Moss and Hawthorne. Hawthorne was leading off the line, but then Moss was leading by the end of the first lap, and Moss stretched out his lead. He then had a tyre, his right rear tyre, delaminated, and that meant that all the bodywork had to be cut away. He lost quite a bit of time, handed over to John Fitch, who was the second driver, and at the same time Hawthorne handed over to Desmond Titterington, who was an Ulster man, and Titterington probably started to pull away from Fitch to the extent that Mercedes team headed up by Neubauer decided they had to put Moss back into the car. Moss got back in, started reeling Citroën back in, and then they swapped back over again to Hawthorn, and it was an incredible battle, sadly brought to the end by the fact that the Jag, just one lap from the end, seized up when it was in second position anyway, but trying to hold off Fangio and Kling, who he most certainly would have done. And Moss went on to record yet another TT victory. He won his first, in fact, on this very circuit in 1950, just turned 21. And he won the next year. He probably would have won a hat-trick the year after if it hadn't been cancelled due to a bizarre lack of interest from the international teams. But then in 1955, full Mercedes squad, and he won, and it was his 26th birthday. So there are photos of them cutting cake on the car afterwards. We're now coming down to the Lindsay hairpin, which is probably the most sort of famous, I suppose, part of the course, apart from the start-finish straight. You'd normally turn down the side road just there if we were driving in normally, but we'll do the full hairpin, which is very sharp. So we turn right back on ourselves and into the sunlight. Bit of sideways stuff from the Jag. Now this part of the course I think is probably the trickiest. It's still really fast down through here, but it's sweeping. There's lots of sort of, you're not quite sure how much to commit to some of these corners. You still see a bit of black and white curving here, come up over the crest and we straight into the sunlight, which would be nice. Amazing number of telegraph poles are actually still here. This is Flowbog Crossroads, which I think is a great name. And this is now the downhill run towards the start-finish straight again. So you come up here, completely blind, you just can't see. So you've got to slow down a bit. And there's also diesel on the road, which doesn't help. That is. Coming to this one, which is slightly easier, hopefully. Pick up the curve on the inside, black and white, shiny curve. And lots of standing water as well. That leads us back into the start-finish straight. 7 miles of, well, it's just extraordinary. I can't believe they used to race around here. I can't believe they still do on motorbikes. It's an amazing place.